All right, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Ashley Kirshner. I'm the Executive Director of Downtown Lynchburg Association. I'm so glad you could join us at the opening, the official opening of our very first Pocket Park in Lynchburg. We're so excited to have it. What do you guys think? Is it pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. So I want to start by recognizing a few people here today. I see Councilman, who did I see? Randy, where's Randy? Councilman Nelson, otherwise known as Randy, sporting a Schul's hat over there. Thank you for doing that. I didn't see, we do have Vice Mayor Mary Jane Dolan who's going to come up and speak for a second. Vice Mayor, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. I also want to recognize the members of the Downtown Lynchburg Association board that are here. If you're a board member, please raise your hand. Thank you so much for all that you do and your volunteer work for this organization and for helping to make this happen. We couldn't do it without you. So to start us off here today, I'm going to invite up Vice Mayor Dolan to come say a few words. There we go.
And Mark Schul told me the emphasis has to be on few words, correct? Isn't this wonderful? And thank you so much for being here today. And it's really my pleasure to sort of be as part of this dedication. I feel like I'm on a section of the High Line in New York City. We have a little spots to sit and rest at. Anyway, this park is a part of a large initiative shared by the City and Downtown Lynchburg Association to create more public spaces throughout the downtown area in line with our downtown 20 or our According to research, I'm told that successful pocket parks possess 4 key qualities. They're accessible, they allow people to engage in activities, they are comfortable spaces, and have a good image, and finally, they are sociable places where people can come and meet, perhaps children play a little bit, and just have a good social time together. This little small space has that will have thankful to the Schul Furniture Company for the use of the land and the Schul Charitable Foundation for the generous donation. The Schul family has long been supporters of downtown, and we are most appreciative of their continued commitment. Mark, we offer our thanks for our appreciation for all that you do, not only in the downtown area, but our entire community. We hope this pocket park, that's almost a tongue twister, this pocket park becomes a place for relaxation, for conversations among friends, for children playing, lunch breaks, and just a nice little place to come and relax and enjoy a little ambiance. We are so pleased to have the Downtown Lynchburg Association as our partner as they continue to bring new exciting projects and programs to downtown to make this an exciting downtown Lynchburg. And thank you all for being here.
All right, so in a couple minutes, I'm going to bring up Mark Schul, and again, I have been told to be brief for him. However, I do have a couple of things to say before I bring him up. We are so grateful for the ability to work on this project. 3 years ago, when I started with this organization, I took a walk of every single block in downtown, and it was overwhelming. Not because of all of the challenges that we had, but because of the opportunities. And I remember walking by this plot of land and looking at this space and thinking, what an amazing opportunity it would be for a public space. So last year, I reached out to one of our local architects. At the time, it was a different name, but right now it is Balzer and Associates. And I said, come cast this vision with me. And so we came and we stood out here and we looked at this 600 square feet of land and we thought about what it might be. So we wanted to make it a place that people would feel comfortable hanging out. We wanted to make it a place that was fun and inviting, and a place that brought joy both to the neighbors, which we are surrounded by residential communities across the street and both sides, but also for the people that are visiting the businesses, the restaurants, the retail shops, and also the visitors that come into our community. So I think we achieved that with this. So I want to say thank you to Balzer and Associates for their pro bono work in doing this park with us. We are so grateful. So thank you so much. Thank you. So after we did all that visioning, I thought that maybe I should ask permission. So I sat down with Mark Schul to ask if it was okay to build a park on his land. And it turns out not only was it okay, but it was also a project that Mark wanted to help make happen and something that he had thought about before and wanted to nurture. So it turns out this plot was also of special interest to him because his sister, Donna, had special interest in this park, and I'm going to bring him up here to tell you a little bit more about that. But before I do, I just want to please take a moment to not only thank Mark and the Schul Furniture Company for allowing us to be in this land, but the Schul Charitable Foundation for fully funding this project. So please give them a round of applause for being an amazing partner. So with that, I am going to introduce Mark Schul, who's going to say a few words.
So Mary Jane, you know what your late husband Ron used to say when somebody asked you to say a few words? Number one, never say no. Number two, don't be intimidated by the word few. So thank you, Ashley and Mary Jane, for those kind words. And I want you all to take a good, hard look at this park and enjoy it while you can, because I want you to know that I received a letter in the mail this morning. Dear Mr. Schul, congratulations to you, the Schul Charitable Foundation, and the Downtown Lynchburg Association on the dedication of your new pocket park. This will add to the continuing beautification of downtown Lynchburg and help make it a more welcoming place for residents, workers, and visitors. However, it is our duty to inform you that beginning June 1st, Church Street between 10th and 11th Streets will be shut down. And the entire road, sidewalk, and brand new pocket park will be torn out so that we can conduct some necessary underground utility repairs. We expect this work to take no longer than 12 months. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. Please contact us if we can be of further assistance. Very truly yours, City of Lynchburg, Department of Utilities. P.S. Don't worry. The pocket park will be carefully marked by 20 anchored orange cones so that it can be rebuilt in its exact current location. That's not the only letter I received. Here's another one. Dear Mr. Schul, thank you for the construction of this attractive new pocket park. We will now have a central location to take care of all our necessary business and won't have to make unsightly deposits throughout the downtown area. Sincerely, Spot, Snoopy, Pluto, Lassie, Rin Tin Tin, and the other members of the Downtown Dog Association. P.S. Could you please put out some fresh food and water a couple of days a week? Although there are plenty of dining establishments close by, we do get tired of leftovers. And one more. Dear Mark, thank you for the construction of this charming pocket park. We will now have a comfortable place to sit, relax, and savor our thrice daily smoke breaks. A cigarette tastes so much better when it can be enjoyed in such pleasant surroundings. Now we won't have to stand on the concrete loading dock behind the Schul headquarters. Sincerely, Janine, Sue, Rebecca, and all the members of the Schul Smokers Club. P.S. Couldn't you have situated a little closer to the building? So I'm not sure what any of us expected when the idea for this little addition to the neighborhood was first broached. But I will tell you this, when Ashley Kirshner and Heather Zippel walk into your office, you're pretty much at their mercy. Ashley smiled at me and I said yes, before I even understood what the project entailed. Then Heather smiled at me and I said yes, before I even knew what the price tag was. Actually, the pocket park is a fitting tribute to my sister Donna Schul Clark for a number of reasons. The park was funded by a grant from the Schul Charitable Foundation, which was established by a generous bequest from Donna upon her death. During the past 2 years, the foundation has supported a number of diverse local nonprofit organizations, including Randolph College, University of Lynchburg, End Station Theater, Rush Homes, Habitat for Humanity, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Virginia, and the Legal Aid Society. The foundation is the lead donor in a campaign to build a multi-purpose activity center at New Vista School, which educated Donna's son Jordan from 1st to 12th grades, and where she volunteered during much of that period. Also, this month marks the 4th anniversary of her death, which occurred May 8, 2015. There is a precedent for this park, an iris garden planted and maintained by Clara Wiley, who worked for many years in the Schul downtown store as a credit manager. Like Donna, Clara died from cancer while still employed by the company, after which the garden succumbed to neglect. About 25 persons work in the Schul building behind us, but only 2 offices have windows, and they both face the rear parking lot. One is occupied by our executive assistant, Liz Pasecki. For 20 years, the other was occupied by Donna. So if you raise your eyes to the second level, you can see the window from which Donna, were she alive today, would be overlooking this park. So now when we pass by the park or pull into the parking lot behind the building, we will think about Donna, certainly with a twinge of sadness because she was struck down so swiftly and prematurely, but we won't dwell on it. Our thoughts will turn to the joy she brought to so many during her lifetime. We will remember her wit, her sense of humor, her ability to make people laugh over the simplest and silliest incident. We will remember the last joke she told to me, 4 days before her death, which, as it turns out, had been told to her only a week prior by a cousin visiting from Chapel Hill. Don't worry, we won't repeat it. We will remember her as a sister, but with greater clarity because the memories are more recent. We will remember her as an aunt who loved my 3 children as if they were her own. My daughter Sarah always called Donna her twin, encouraging and mentoring them in all their endeavors, even after Jordan and Julie came along. She would be so thrilled to see my son Matt taking up the reins of the company. We will remember the Thanksgiving Day extended family gathering she and her husband Gary hosted for 20 years at Wintergreen. No one ever missed it, no matter how far he or she had to travel. And we will try to forget how gracefully she delegated the cooking duties to Gary, my mother, Jack, and Julie. We will remember the wealth of knowledge and variety of experiences she brought to the company from her previous careers: graduate studies, education, journalism, public policy, legal training, all of which gave her keen insight into people and the issues we faced every day. And we will try to forget that while she was supposed to be our in-house attorney, whenever we got involved in a contentious dispute, she hired outside counsel. We will remember her as a hard-nosed business person who could cut through the phony rhetoric and calculated posturing which might be tempting me to compromise or procrastinate and make the difficult, unpleasant, and controversial decision. I learned a lot from that woman. With that said, we will remember her as the softer side of Schul's, tempering my more harsh, intimidating personality with her brand of warmth and compassion. We will remember her not just as a boss or coworker, but as a friend and confidant, an empathetic listener, and a sensitive counselor who is always available to discuss a personal or professional problem. We will remember her as our most enthusiastic cheerleader who knew how to make us feel good about ourselves with a kind word, a compliment, or a congratulatory outburst. We will remember her as a late-blooming mother who, with her newlywed husband Gary, already a grandfather at the time, chose not to let their later years wind down in quiet, solitary companionship, but to open their arms and hearts and embrace and raise to adulthood 2 beautiful children, Jordan and Julie. Among many fine hours, we will remember this as her finest. And finally, we will remember her bountiful generosity, which honors the legacy and continues the tradition of our father Bert Schul and our grandfather Ben Schul, who believed in giving back to the wonderful community which had enabled them to prosper, and in helping make it a better and more beautiful place for all its citizens. And with that, Ashley will unveil the plaque which bears the name of the new park. Donna Park. So thank you all for coming, and hope you'll come back and enjoy the park a year from now when it's rebuilt.
Thank you so much, Mark. So before we conclude this presentation, I do have a few more people to thank. It took a lot of people to make this happen. First, the team who worked on this park. So not only the architects, but also the people who actually built it. Schrader Stone Company, I know Lindsay is here. Where is she? Right over there. Thank you so much for your beautiful work on the landscaping of this park and on managing all of the contractors. David Mahler, right in the back there, for building this beautiful custom bench, and for donating quite a lot of his time, I will say, as well. So that was incredibly helpful to us. I also just want to mention the City of Lynchburg, especially the Public Works Department, who always just helps me make it happen, even if it's not on their property. So thank you to the City of Lynchburg. I also want to thank our amazing staff, Susan Brown and Deidre Stone, wherever Deidre is. They painted and stained every single slat on this fence you see behind it. Maybe next time we'll get volunteers. We forgot. But, you know, for now, thank them. They are tireless and amazing, and they are the best staff anyone can hope for. I also want to give a special shout out to part of our Adopt a Block team, Robin and Rick Loving. I think I saw Robin. She's still here? Somewhere back there. She cleaned up this entire block on Sunday just for fun and to prepare for this. So give her a round of applause too, and all of our Adopt a Block volunteers who maintain this and every other space in downtown. And I also want to give a couple thank yous. First to Herbivore, the restaurant who is right across there, by the way, who was actually going to be maintaining this space for us moving forward. So give them a round of applause. Thank you, Herbivore. You are amazing. Speaking of Herbivore, if you have not yet seen, we have Waiter here. Waiter is a new delivery food app in Lynchburg. They are here to provide you with delicious free food today. So make sure you go and see them. They've got great stuff from Herbivore, great stuff from Crisp. We love our downtown restaurants, so make sure to see them on the way out. Oh, I thought she was talking to me. Okay, and two more thank yous to Watts Creative, who has actually set up, if you haven't noticed, it's very hidden, but we have a time-lapse camera on that street sign over there. Don't tell the streets department. Don't, they're here, never mind. So we will actually get to see the footage of this park being built, so we will have that for you guys pretty soon, so thank you for that donation as well. And I also just want to thank everyone here, but also everyone who walked by during the time that this project was being built. I know that David, Lindsay, our staff can attest to how much positivity was thrown our way from the citizens that walked by. We are just so grateful that you guys are on this journey with us and don't think we're crazy. So we really appreciate it. So everybody give yourselves a round of applause for participating in this and for being here with us. We're so happy. So the question is, what's next, right? We built a park. We're not going to walk away and ride off into the sunset. We've got more to do. It's not an end, but the beginning of a new placemaking initiative that Downtown Lynchburg Association is embarking on. In the coming years, you're going to see us do more public spaces. You're going to see us work to activate the current public spaces we have, which means put out more tables and chairs, more places to hang out, public art, more interactive games. And we'd love for you to be a part of that with us. So how do you do that? We want to see all of our public spaces used for activities, and we're not necessarily going to do all of those activities ourselves. So I want you guys to envision how you might be able to do that. You know, envision yoga on the bluff walk, sidewalk chalk installations, even a book club that can be done right here in the Pocket Park. It's yours to use, and we encourage you to use it. You can also help by supporting Downtown Lynchburg Association, either as an annual donor, or if you want to fund the next park, the next public space, you just come see me afterward and I can direct you. And I can help you find that. But really, we are looking for partners to help us do more of these as we work through downtown. But lastly, what I want to share with you all is when this event is over, come sit on this, it's open. Come sit, grab some food, enjoy the shade provided by our beautiful sail shade here and our tree, and we love our tree. Come sit and enjoy it, share it with your friends, and thank you so much for participating in this. Thank you, guys.